All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be tackling a topic that's got, well, pretty much the whole internet buzzing.
Yeah.
Letitia Dean's weight loss.
Oh, yeah. Tons of speculation on that.
The actress who plays Sharon Watts on EastEnders, the British soap opera.
Right.
So we've got a whole bunch of sources here.
Oh, wow.
Fan forums, articles speculating on, all sorts of things.
Like what?
Did she have surgery? Is she on some new trendy medication? All that.
Interesting.
We're going to sort of dive through all that and see what we can really learn from Letitia Dean's journey.
What I find so interesting about this whole thing is that, everyone's trying to solve this puzzle of how she did it.
Yeah.
But instead of getting, lost in the rumors and speculation, I think we can learn a lot about the science of weight loss here.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
And how it all kind of intersects with, societal pressures.
Right, especially for women in a public eye, yeah.
Exactly.
So first, let's set the stage a bit.
Okay.
For those not familiar with EastEnders, it's been on since, 1985.
Wow.
Massively popular British soap opera.
Like the UK's version of Days of Our Lives or something?
Yeah, exactly, something like that.
Okay.
And Sharon Watts, she's been a central character from the very beginning.
So people have literally watched her grow up on screen.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's wild.
And because she's been in the public eye for so long, people have seen her weight kind of go up and down over the years.
Which, a lot of us can relate to.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But this latest transformation in 2023, it's pretty dramatic.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that's why it's sparking so much curiosity.
So we've got this iconic soap star who just seemingly transforms overnight.
Right.
What are some of the theories out there? What are people saying?
Well, some people are convinced she must have had weight loss surgery.
Okay.
Procedures like gastric bypass or gastric sleeve,
Yeah.
those have become pretty popular and can lead to pretty dramatic results.
Yeah, they work by basically shrinking the size of the stomach.
Exactly.
So you don't eat as much.
And that leads to significant weight loss.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But is there any actual evidence that Letitia had surgery?
Not that I've seen.
Okay.
And actually, Letitia herself has said her weight loss is from lifestyle changes.
Okay.
She hasn't gone into specifics, but that's led to another set of theories
Oh, really?
about a certain medication.
Oh, is this about Ozempic?
Yes, it's
The
exact-
Ozempic phenomenon?
Right, it's everywhere these days.
Yeah, so for those who might not know, can you explain what Ozempic even is?
Sure, it's a diabetes medication.
Okay.
But it's also become really popular for weight loss.
How does that even work?
Well, it's a type of drug called a GLP-1 agonist.
Okay.
And basically, they mimic a hormone we naturally produce in our gut called, GLP-1,
Mm-hmm.
which helps regulate our blood sugar.
Okay.
But here's the key. GLP-1 also plays a role in appetite control.
Interesting.
So by mimicking this hormone, Ozempic can help people feel full for longer, leading to less calorie intake and weight loss.
Okay, so it's not directly targeting fat or anything, it's working with your brain's hunger signals.
Exactly.
But if Letitia says it's lifestyle changes, why are people even talking about Ozempic?
I think it's partly due to its popularity, especially in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's got a reputation for helping people lose weight pretty quickly.
Which kind of fits this narrative of Letitia's sudden transformation.
Exactly, but again, just speculation.
Yeah, no proof.
Right, no proof.
So we've got the surgery theory, the Ozempic theory.
Both offering quick results.
But Letitia says it's lifestyle.
Right.
I'm starting to feel like a detective here.
Me too. Every good detective needs to examine the evidence.
Right.
So let's look at the visuals.
Okay.
If you compare pictures of Letitia from a few years ago to now, the difference is pretty striking.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Back then, fuller figure, now slimmer, more toned.
You mentioned before that her weight has fluctuated in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but was there a specific time this transformation really started?
That's a good question. There's a clue from 2021.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Letitia did an interview where she talked about her approach to weight loss.
What does she say?
She emphasized things like portion control, cutting out processed foods, and being more active.
Okay.
Sounds like that was the turning point where she started making sustainable changes.
So no crazy diets or intense workouts?
Not that we know of.
Just healthy habits?
Seems like it.
Refreshing to hear, honestly.
I agree.
So what would a portion control, less processed food diet look like?
Well, based on what we know about healthy weight loss,
Yeah.
Letitia's diet probably has a lot of lean protein.
Like what?
Chicken, fish, beans, tofu,
Okay.
as well as fruits and veggies, of course.
Right. Makes sense.
Those foods give you the nutrients without being super high in calories.
And it fits with what she said about cutting processed food.
Exactly.
Would she be eating healthy fats too? Like avocados, nuts, olive oil, that kind of thing?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Healthy fats are important for, everything. And they can actually help you manage weight.
How so?
They keep you feeling full.
Oh, okay.
Plus, they've got nutrients for your heart and brain.
So we got the diet part starting to come together.
Right.
What about exercise? You said she talked about being more active.
Yeah, probably a combo of things.
Like what?
Cardio, like brisk walking, jogging, cycling, swimming.
Oh, yeah. all that good stuff.
Great for burning calories and heart health.
And for that toned look, she's probably doing some strength training too.
Almost certainly.
Weights, resistance bands, body weight exercises, things like that.
Exactly. Build muscle, boost metabolism.
What about things like yoga or Pilates?
Oh, those are great too.
Yeah.
For core strength, flexibility, stress relief.
You've basically painted a full picture of what Letitia's routine might be.
Maybe.
But what's really interesting is that she did all this while being super famous,
It's true.
under constant scrutiny.
That's got to be tough.
I can't imagine the pressure.
It's a really good point, and it's something we'll definitely dive deeper into. Because Letitia's journey, it's not just about weight loss, it's about navigating those expectations, staying positive, prioritizing self-care,
Right.
all while being in the public eye.
Yeah.
Those are lessons we can all learn from, whether we're famous or not.
Absolutely. So we've got the theories, we've seen the evidence, but now I'm really curious to explore the mental and emotional side of all this.
Okay,
Because weight loss is way more than just the physical changes.
definitely.
It's about how you see yourself, how you navigate a world that sends all these mixed messages about bodies and image.
So true.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in like the how of it all.
Yeah.
How did Leticia lose the weight? What did she do?
Right.
But what I find even more interesting is the why.
Mm-hmm.
Like what motivates someone, especially someone successful like her,
Yeah.
to make such a big change?
Well, that's where those society pressures come in. We talked about those earlier.
Right.
Letitia's been famous for a long time.
Yeah.
Decades, really. And that means she's been under this like constant microscope
Yeah.
about how she looks,
Especially in the entertainment industry.
especially.
So much emphasis on appearance.
Oh, absolutely.
More so for women, I think.
Definitely.
To have your weight be like public knowledge, constantly talked about.
Yeah.
That's got to be really tough.
Incredibly challenging.
I can't even imagine.
And it's not just celebrities who feel this.
Right.
A lot of women deal with this pressure to look a certain way.
There's all these messages everywhere
Exactly.
about how we should look.
And they're usually unrealistic standards.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's a standard that like keeps changing too.
Oh, for sure.
So how do you even deal with that?
It's tough.
Especially when you're in the public eye.
You almost have to focus on internal motivation instead of like what other people think.
Right, it has to come from you,
Yeah, make choices that are good for you.
regardless of trends or pressure.
Exactly.
That's easier said than done though, right?
Oh, definitely.
We're surrounded by all these images and magazines on social media.
Everywhere.
How do you even begin to tune that out?
Well, it takes a lot of effort,
Yeah.
and it's a constant process.
Okay.
One thing that can help is being mindful of what you're actually consuming.
What do you mean?
Like, what media are you taking in?
Mhm.
Are you following accounts or publications that, promote body positivity,
Yeah.
diverse beauty standards?
Yep.
Or are you looking at stuff that makes you feel bad about yourself?
That's a good point.
You have to kind of curate your mental landscape.
Yeah, be careful what you let in.
Exactly.
But even if you do that, the pressure doesn't just disappear.
Unfortunately, no.
So then what, Jen?
That's why you need a strong sense of self-worth.
Okay.
You have to recognize your own value, your own beauty,
Mm-hmm.
no matter your size or shape.
Easier said than done.
It takes practice.
Right?
You have to challenge those negative thoughts
Yeah, the ones we all have.
and replace them with positive ones.
Remind yourself of your strengths.
Yeah, your resilience, all the things that make you.
So it's an inside-out approach.
Exactly.
Working on your mindset,
Yeah.
building that self-compassion, and letting go of all the outside expectations that don't serve you.
That's a process.
But even with all that, there are still those outside voices,
Mhm.
the comments, the judgments,
Yeah, it can be a lot.
especially from the media.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
It's such a huge platform.
It's true.
How do you handle that?
You have to be a critical consumer of information.
What do you mean?
Remember that the media, their goal is often to sell,
Right.
get clicks, get headlines.
Yeah, grab your attention.
And that often means sensationalizing stories, simplifying things.
And promoting those unrealistic ideals we were talking about.
Exactly.
So it's like you see a headline about a dramatic weight loss transformation and you instantly want to know more.
But there's always more to the story.
Right, like we've been saying.
Yeah.
So when you see those headlines, you have to stop and think.
Yeah. Ask yourself some questions.
Like what?
What's the message here? Are they talking about healthy habits, real change?
Mhm.
Or is it another quick fix thing?
Right, because there isn't one.
No, not really.
And even when the intentions are good,
Yeah.
things get oversimplified.
That happens all the time.
You get caught up in the before and after photos,
Right.
the supposed secrets.
But that doesn't show the real journey.
Exactly.
Everyone's different.
And it can lead to people having the wrong expectation.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe even doing things that aren't healthy.
Absolutely. Trying to copy someone else without thinking about their own needs.
Right, that's not going to work.
No, it's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
So what's the alternative?
You have to remember that everyone's journey is unique.
Okay.
What works for one person won't work for everyone.
Right, there's no one size fits all.
Exactly.
So it's not about copying someone else.
It's about finding what works for you.
Okay, but how do you even do that?
It can feel overwhelming, right?
Yeah, there's so much information out there.
Focus on the basics.
Yeah.
Make small changes to your diet and exercise.
Mm.
Make sure you're sleeping enough, managing stress,
Right.
and find people who support you.
Okay, so it sounds like you have to tune out all the noise
A lot of it, yeah.
and focus on what really matters.
Listening to your body,
Honoring your needs.
making choices that support you.
That's not easy, though.
It's not, especially with all the messages telling us how to look, what to weigh, this idea of perfection.
Right.
It's a constant battle.
So how do we fight it?
It's about self-acceptance
Okay.
and self-care,
What does that mean?
making yourself a priority,
Okay.
physically, emotionally.
Taking time for yourself.
Yeah, things that make you feel good.
Reading, being in nature, whatever it is.
Exactly.
So self-care isn't just like bubble baths and face masks.
It's deeper than that.
It's about being kind to yourself.
Yeah, especially when things are hard.
Okay, so what would you say to someone listening who's thinking,
Yeah.
this all sounds great, but how do I actually do it?
Start by being aware of your thoughts.
Okay.
Notice when you're being negative to yourself or comparing yourself to others.
Yeah, we all do it.
And then try to challenge those thoughts.
Okay.
Ask yourself, is this thought helping me?
hmm
Is it kind? Is it even true?
It's about taking a step back,
Exactly.
not just reacting to those negative thoughts.
Right. Choose to respond differently.
Well, positively.
Yeah. Be your own cheerleader.
And remember, change takes time.
It does.
Don't get discouraged.
Yeah. Be patient with yourself.
Celebrate the small wins.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Support is so important.
It really is.
So it's about the whole journey
Yeah, ups and down and all.
and knowing you're not alone.
Exactly.
And celebrating the progress.
Big and small.
I love that. Wow, it's amazing how we went from like dissecting weight loss theories
I know, right?
to like this deeper conversation about how we see ourselves and all the pressures out there.
It really shows how much of our health journey is about way more than just food and exercise.
Totally. So if we kind of zoom out from Letitia's specific journey, what are the big takeaways here? Like for anyone who's struggled with body image or, felt that pressure from society?
Well, I think one of the most important things is to remember that you're not alone in this.
Oh, for sure.
So many people struggle with this stuff, no matter who they are, how old they are, where they come from.
It's so easy to feel alone, though.
It is, especially when you're comparing yourself to like the perfect images you see everywhere.
Right, on social media, in magazines.
Everyone else has it figured out except me.
Exactly.
But that's why you have to be so careful about what you're looking at.
Yeah, what you let into your head.
Are you following accounts that make you feel good?
Okay.
Or are you constantly seeing stuff that makes you feel worse?
We have to be in charge of that.
You have to protect your mental space.
Like we're the gatekeepers.
Exactly. And that means choosing to focus on the things that really matter.
Like what?
Your health, your happiness, the people you love, the things you're passionate about.
Right, the stuff that actually matters.
Define success on your own terms, not based on what other people say.
It's a total shift in perspective.
It is, from looking for approval outside yourself
Yeah.
to finding it within.
Self-acceptance.
Exactly. And that's where self-care comes in.
Okay, what does that look like practically?
It's about prioritizing your needs,
Mm-hmm.
both physically and emotionally.
Making time for yourself.
Yes, things that make your soul happy.
Okay.
Whether it's going for a walk, reading a book, listening to music, talking to a friend.
So it's more than just pampering yourself.
It's deeper than that.
It's a way of life,
It is. It's commitment to being good to yourself.
especially when things are hard.
Yeah, that's when you need it the most.
I think a lot of people listening might be thinking, okay, this all sounds good, but how do I actually start doing it?
That's a great question. I think a good first step is just to notice your thoughts.
Okay.
Pay attention to when you're being negative towards yourself or
Mhm.
comparing yourself to others.
We all do it. It's so automatic.
It is, but once you notice it, you can start to challenge those thoughts.
Okay, how?
Ask yourself, is this thought actually helping me?
Right.
Is it true? Would I say this to a friend?
It's like taking a step back from those thoughts.
Exactly. Create some space.
And then you can choose a different way to respond.
Yeah, a more positive one.
Be kind to yourself.
Exactly. You deserve it.
And remember, change takes time.
Oh, for sure.
It's a journey, not a race.
Celebrate the small wins along the way.
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
There's no shame in that.
So it's about embracing the whole process,
The ups and downs,
knowing you're not alone.
and that you're capable of amazing things.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive on Letitia Dean's transformation.
Yeah, we've covered so much.
From the theories about how she lost the weight.
To the bigger picture of body image and self-acceptance.
Even if we never know all the specifics of Letitia's journey.
Right.
I think there's so much we can learn from her commitment to her well-being.
It's inspiring to see.
So as we end here, I want to encourage everyone listening to think about what resonated with you today.
Yeah.
What steps can you take to be kinder to yourself, to prioritize your own well-being?
Because true health and happiness, it comes from within.
It's about honoring your own journey.
And embracing who you are.
Such a powerful message. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.